Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about the power of patience to manifest your desires. There's a verse in James chapter 1 that is often twisted around to almost become an excuse for not getting what you want in life, for just having disasters and failures and misery, and that's somehow what you're supposed to go through, because it's making your faith better, which isn't what the scripture says at all. And it's James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, and it says this: My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Now this is important because that last part is often left out. They may read it, but they ignore it. You see, the scripture's not saying you can't get what you want. You just have to suffer and go through all these temptations, but at least your faith will be made perfect. No, it says that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. See, the completion comes when you have that patience, because an impatient person does not have the faith of God operating in its fullness in their heart. I'll give you an example. You know, when Jesus said in Mark chapter 11, verse 23, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. That quote is about having patience, because you believe that you've received, you're not doubting, and you'll have whatsoever you say. See, the patience comes in where you have to be patient, basically waiting for the physical manifestation of what you've already believed you've received. And this is so crucial. If you are walking around impatiently waiting for something to happen, you're talking the right words, you're saying the right things, but you're impatiently waiting it. That is a sure sign that you haven't believed that you received. Because if you believe you received already, why would you be impatient? You've already received it. You already feel like you've received it. You've already moved into that vibration of having received the thing that you prayed for. You believed you received, and you know that you'll have whatsoever you say. So where could impatience come in at all? Well, it couldn't, but it is just a plain indication that someone really hasn't believed. They may have tried, they may have mentally acknowledged something, but they haven't really got down to true heart faith and believed that they received when they prayed. And this is where patience comes in. Patience isn't you having to wait on God, or you not deserving something so you're not going to get it for a long time. It's not about that at all. Patience does perfect. It builds you up because you stay in that state believing you received. Now see, impatience does the opposite. It hinders you because you're not being consistent in your faith. You're not believing. So you're impatient. Where is this thing I wanted? Why is it not coming yet? Why has it not happened yet? It must just not be for me. Those are all things that indicate a lack of faith, a lack of belief that you've received. But when you're patient, it builds your faith. Your faith is tried because you have to be firm in your faith, not wavering, not doubting at all. Because as this chapter in James goes on, just a few verses later, it says that the man that doubts, that wavers, that's tossed about to and fro, let not that man think he shall receive anything of the Lord. And that is what impatience does to people. It robs them of God's greater blessings. It keeps them back. It makes them a wavering mess. Someone who has no stability, who's not firm in their faith. They decree a thing one moment, and then they talk themselves out of it the next. They believe for something one moment, and the next moment they're doubting and wondering why it's not here yet. Impatience must be removed from your life. Know this, that patience is not so you can just wait longer for something to happen. And so if you are just patient, it's going to make everything take longer. Some things happen immediately. But you have to be diligent enough to say, if I have to wait 20 years, I'm going to be patient because I believed I received, and not back off of that confession of faith. Not doubt, not waver. I don't care what the world throws at you. I don't care what you see in the natural world. I don't care what somebody else tells you. You don't waver in your faith. Then that builds your faith up. It makes you perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Because not only are you walking in the state of believing you received already, but because you're doing that and because you're patient, you start seeing manifestations of the things that you want. There is no manifestation without patience. Now, it could be patience of a few seconds. It could be patience of a few days, years even. I don't know. It depends on what it is. It depends on where you're at in life, what your faith level is. It also depends on, sometimes people make things harder on themselves. Sometimes they're believing for something and they've set artificial dates needlessly. For example, they need a car that's being made in 2 years from now. That's what they're believing for. It doesn't even exist yet. So they've automatically put themselves in a delay for no reason. Believe for what is available right here and now, and you can get that car in 2 years too if you want it. When the 2 years have passed and it's actually released finally. And so often as people do, and what it is really, it's not because they want the 2024 car. It is because they are lacking faith and because they want to sabotage themselves. Obviously not consciously, but it is just another way of sabotaging themselves. Well, I make $5,000 a month right now. I want to make $500,000 a month by next month. Okay, that could happen, but realistically, how is it going to happen? What are you going to do? Well, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit around and wait for God to bring me the money. And you'll be waiting forever because it's not how God works. He never rewards laziness. He never rewards indolence. And so those people then go, well, this law of attraction stuff doesn't work because I believed and it didn't happen. You may have believed for a second, but you weren't patient. And your impatience also caused you to sabotage yourself. And you didn't take any action, which is another form of sabotage. And there's no way you could ever get the things you want in that state, because not taking action and being impatient are both signs of unbelief. They're not signs of faith. If you believe that you received, you will go and take the actions needed toward that goal. You won't be impatient. You won't be just sitting around waiting for God to deliver it to you. You know the actions are required. That's the universe we live in. That is the way things are created. It doesn't make it hard. It doesn't make it difficult. But too many people set themselves up for failure trying to manifest things that they've either created too long of a deadline or too short of a deadline. Why even have a deadline at all? Just believe right here and now that you've received and walk in that. Let patience have her perfect work. Build yourself up. Just standing firm in your belief that you're going to manifest those things that you've believed for. And my friend, when you do that and you're patient, not because it has to take long, but you're patient because you already believe. And so how else could you be besides patient? You will start to see more and more of your desires manifest rapidly, and you will be blessed in your endeavors. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.